Today, in our special edition, we're going to talk to Ming Ho Ching, an active during the Chinese Revolution.
That's right, Fernando. Let's start.
No, wait, there's something important you'll need to know.
What? We're live. It's not time for your jokes.
No, there's no joke. The Chinese Revolution was in China.
What? Really? I didn't know that. Well, I recognize it as useful, but this is more. The revolution lasted from the end of the Civil War of the same country, 1949, till 1976, when the death of Mao Zedong occurred. Now, let's begin.
He was the principal character during the Chinese Revolution, born in 1893 in a family of farmers, and died at the end of the Chinese Revolution. His career started being a school teacher, and then he created the Communist Party in 1921.
Alright, let's welcome an awesome person with a fabulous name, Ming Ho Ching.
Sure, the young. Thank you for inviting me here tonight. Since you asked me to give an interview about what happened in the Chinese Revolution. I was thinking forward about the real facts, not the things that the people said. But it's pronounced Mao Zedong.
Thanks. Now, this will be weird, but how old were you during the revolution? Cause you look exactly the same.
Let him alone. The Team China makes people think they have growth.
That's right. It's fine, but I just made a Photoshop and I have to say that since they told me that and many other things.
No more distraction. Now, Ming, can you please tell us what happened before the revolution began?
Sure, the government of China was divided into North and South. They have an agreement like if China was divided into two countries. But after getting the Japanese out of the territory, conflict began, what?
So the focus of Japan, right?
If you let him finish his sentence, there won't be a reason for you to ask that question. Sorry for the interruption. Please continue.
Thank you. The US sent troops and equipment to help this out. Oh, I remember that day. Thousands of men helping Jiang Jieshi to get the armory the Japanese left in North China before Mao can take it.
That's awesome. But how did Mao get control of China?
There was an operation of communism. Another began convincing people China needed a government. They will affect the South because they have a weak army and almost no one believed on them.
So, the North won and the People's Republic of China surged, right?
That's right, that event occurred in 1949.
Then he began a communist government in China, right?
Yes, we're under a new tyrant, but with the face of people like it was a fair government.
I've read about a very important reform, the agrarian. What can you tell us about it?
Yes, because I have only heard of the death of 1 million landowners that were killed by the workers, and the workers kept with the machinery, the animals, and the land.
You're right, but people started to like this idea because they have to live in large communities and work in the same lands. There was a single owner of the whole piece of land, and finally the agrarian revolution ended in 1953.
I've read that there was a war in Korea.
It is necessary to remember that South Korea was capitalist and North Korea was communism, and that war ended in 1953.
Hank, I have that big question. Do you really talk in China?
Fernando, we're in the middle of a very serious interview. Please continue.
Yes, I know, but would you like to know?
All right. It's getting out of control. Yes, with cats and dogs, but I prefer them like a company, alive.
Thanks, but please let us continue. After the war in Korea, what happened?
The Grand Revolution continued for 3 years.
Oh, please stop. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know, but I'm just trying to make this funnier because you are so boring.
Oh man, I want to.
Stop! I'm getting mad. When I get mad, no one can stop me.
Alright, that was weird. Please continue, Ming.
Oh, of course, sorry. The 5-year plan was about the China plan installing the third of the USSR plan with the same name. This really helped the economy of the country, especially the start in 1952, but was completely effective until the 1953 when the growing problems went down.
Finally, I understand why it finished in 1957. So, the economy grew, but how much?
Here is a table showing the real facts. The problem of this problem was that the rich people became richer and the poor people became poorer, like if they have no sense of communism.
Wait a second, we have a call from the partner of Liu Shaoqi.
Liu Shaoqi was a Chinese politician that born in 1888 and died on 1969. Liu Shaoqi was born in a poor family. He began his political career since early age, in 1920. He was also a good writer, so he wrote a book called How to Be a Good Communist in 1939. This book gave him fame around China and he became part of the National Congress of People. He became the successor of Mao after his death in 1976, and he began a campaign for recovering the economy of China after the disaster of the Great Leap Forward.
What just happened?
We were attacked by the Chinese who believed that we are in war.
I'm so sorry, folks, but we're going to have to go to commercials until the technicians fix this problem.
Thinking about having a special trip? Don't think it twice. Come to Jiangsu. The climate is subtropical, with beautiful landscape and interesting culture to discover. Here is a very special province located in the west of China, in which important figures originated such as Zhou Enlai, born in 1898. He was a leading figure in the Chinese Communist Party and premier and foreign minister of the People's Republic of China, who played a major role in the Chinese Revolution and later in the conduct of China's foreign relations. Call us now, and if you're one of the first 10 customers, you will get a discount in the air.
We're back, the problem is solved and...
Are we done yet?
Just 2 minutes more. But now, please tell us what happened next.
I read something about the Great Leap Forward, but they said it was really a step backwards. Now, what can you tell us about that?
You're correct. This span lasts 3 years, from 1958 to 1961. The Chinese population suffered a lot because too many people died of hunger. Also because collective farms became larger and people hate that.
So this program was made to last, but the problems that surged discontinued it?
Yes, correct. Also the Nationalist and the Communist Party were dissolved under the conduct of Mao. Here is when Liu Shaoqi began his rise to power.
Finally, there was this desperate action of Mao to recover his popularity, but obviously it didn't work. If I'm not messing up, this movement was called the Cultural Revolution.
Oh man, you're right.
Please, stop. Let's finish this. This revolution lasted 10 years, from 1966 to 1976. The main purpose was to create a new guard. This guard was called the Red Guard, and it was formed by young people. The main purpose of the Red Guard was to show every person was equal by avoiding classes and students. These intellectual activities were considered bad and useless.
The other people that were teachers, writers, diplomatic, the people considered to be friends of Liu Shaoqi. Red Wars also shut down schools and learning centers. They were very aggressive.
That's why the Saint Mao decided to shut down this program and dissolve the Red Guards.
Yes, then Mao, the same year, died from a heart attack.
No.
Thanks a lot for your time, Ming. I hope we can see you again.
Thanks to you, Shao Shi Huang.
Well, now we can have our final conclusion. The consequences of this event made China become a new world power and also made bigger its industry. But it also told us the same story. Rich become richer and poor, poorer. Also, it grew a lot in the economy. Millions of deaths were suffered.
Yes. So this is all for today. Thank you very much. See you soon. On the next newscast, we will talk about the Mexican president, but you will have to wait to know who it will be. See you in the next newscast.